So let's dive right into one of the biggest, most talked about questions in business right now. It's a debate that pits the future of technology against the future of work itself, AI versus the human consultant. And here it is, the question on everyone's mind. Is artificial intelligence actually going to make human consultants obsolete? It's a totally valid concern, not just for professionals in the field, but for any business that depends on expert advice. But here's the thing. The reality is way more interesting than that. We're not looking at a simple one-for-one replacement. What we're actually witnessing is a fundamental transformation of the entire consulting industry. So, to really get to the bottom of this, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll tackle that takeover question head-on. Then, we'll look at what AI is just brilliant at. After that, we'll cover the irreplaceable human side of things. Then, we'll see how those two combine into a new augmented model. And finally, we'll paint a picture of the consultant of tomorrow. This feeling of anxiety isn't exactly new for the consulting world. Think about it. From the invention of the spreadsheet to the rise of the internet, every big wave of tech brought with it these fears of obsolescence. And yet, every single time, the profession adapted. AI is really just the next big chapter in that ongoing story. And this right here, this question gets to the very heart of the fear, doesn't it? It's a legitimate thing to ask. If a machine can chew through all the data, spot every trend, and even draft a strategic plan, what exactly is left for a human to do? What's our value? Well, to answer that, we first have to give AI its due. To really understand the future, we have to be totally clear-eyed about what this technology can already do, with some pretty incredible power and efficiency. And make no mistake, AI's superpowers are truly remarkable. It can crunch massive data sets in just a few hours, something that would take a human team weeks, maybe months. It can spot patterns that are literally invisible to the human eye, pull key insights from thousands of messy documents, and run super complex predictive models. This is the real heavy lifting of analysis, and it's being done at superhuman speed. But here's the really interesting twist. AI doesn't just make the big consulting firms more efficient, it actually expands the entire market. Suddenly, these powerful analytical tools are available to smaller companies that could never have afforded a big traditional consulting project. This is creating a whole new world of opportunities. Okay, so we've established AI is an absolute beast of an analytical engine. But that brings us to the most crucial question of all. What's the stuff that can't be coded? What are those core human skills that an algorithm, no matter how smart it gets, just can't replicate? This slide just lays it out perfectly. AI is a master of correlation. It's amazing at finding the what in the data, but it takes a human to understand causation, the why behind it all. AI can recognize existing patterns, but you need a human for creative problem solving when you're facing something brand new. And sure, an AI can execute a task, but it can't build the genuine trust and relationships you need to actually drive change in an organization. And this quote just nails it. AI is fantastic for making existing processes better, for optimizing things based on what's happened in the past. But when a company is facing a truly unique crisis or a once-in-a-generation opportunity, that's when original human thinking becomes absolutely irreplaceable. So these are the unshakable pillars of human consulting. You've got strategic judgment to weigh complex trade-offs. You've got empathy to build real client relationships. You need emotional intelligence to navigate the tricky internal politics of change. And you need creativity to come up with totally novel solutions. And let's be clear, these aren't just soft skills. They're the most critical, high-value business functions there are. So where does this all lead? Well, it all builds towards a new, much more powerful model. See, this isn't about AI versus humans. It's about AI plus humans. It's all about creating an augmented consultant that truly combines the very best of both worlds. This table makes the case crystal clear. Look, on one hand, you've got traditional consulting. It offers deep expertise, but man, it is slow and expensive. On the other end, you've got AI-only solutions. Super fast and cheap, but they have zero real-world context. The augmented model, right there in the middle, that's the sweet spot. It combines the lightning speed of AI with the deep strategic insight of a human expert. And that is a much, much better value proposition. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, the AI handles all the grunt work, the data collection, the initial number crunching. This frees up the human consultant to do what they do best. Interpret those findings, add the strategic context that the AI is missing, work with the client to brainstorm creative solutions, and then, and this is the hardest part, lead the human-centric work of implementation and change management. So, what does this all mean for the consultant of the future? Well, the role isn't going away, not by a long shot, but the skills you need to succeed in this new world, they are definitely fundamentally changing. And really, if you look at the history of the consulting industry, this is just a natural progression. We went from general management consulting in the early days to technology consulting with the computer age, and then to modern strategy consulting. Augmented consulting is simply the next logical step in that evolution, driven by the most powerful new technology of our time, AI. For any professional listening right now, this is the bottom line. In this new world, being AI literate, that's just the baseline. It's the price of admission. The skills that become more valuable than ever before are the uniquely human ones. Things like emotional intelligence, creative problem solving, and sharp strategic judgment. These are no longer just nice-to-haves. They are the crucial differentiators that will determine who has real impact. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. The question to ask isn't whether AI will replace consultants. The real question is, how can your business harness the power of this new augmented model? How do you find those advisors who know how to use AI to amplify their own irreplaceable human judgment to solve your biggest, most complex problems?